From the Facebook, Stephen Coco. Do you still debate with Christian scholars or you avoid debates now? If yes, then when is your next debate? Stephen Coco, Christian, asked that do I yet debate? And if I debate, when is the next debate? Yes, there have been in the past that I did debate different scholars from Christianity, from Hinduism and other faiths, from Buddhism, etc. And there are many requests who want to debate me. Number one, that I debate when there is a necessity. For example, Dr. William Campbell wrote a book saying that there are 30 scientific errors in the Quran and replied to Dr. Maurice Buckel's book. And for 8 years, no Muslim replied. So the students in USA in the year 2020, in the year 2000, that's about 20 years back, they called me and they were using this book against the Muslim. That if the Quran has got scientific errors, how can it be the word of God? So I went there and I replied to all his allegations and I pointed out 38 scientific errors in the Bible and he could not reply to any. And that's a wonderful debate. And do I yet debate? The last debate I had was with Sri Ravi Shankar. That was in 2006 in January, in the last week of January. That was the day Peace TV was launched. That's about 14 years back. As I said, debate when there's a requirement, when there are some misconceptions to be clarified. But since many people wanted to debate with me just to become famous, then I put a criteria that I am willing to debate anyone as long as he fulfills my criteria. That if anyone can get 2% of the audience, what I can get in my largest gathering. The largest gathering I've addressed, Alhamdulillah, is more than 1 million people in Kishanganj in 2012. Previously it was 1 million people. It was little less than 1 million, then became more than 1 million people. So if anyone can gather 2%, that is 20,000 for his lecture alone, then that means he's famous, he has a following. So if any non-Muslim who can gather 20,000 for his live lecture, not in a conference, his live audience, not on the YouTube, not on the Facebook, but live audience, if he can gather 20,000, which is 2% of my largest gathering, which is more than 1 million people, then he is famous and I don't mind debating him. The reason is many people would love to debate me to get famous. Many people have challenged me. Even if they lose, and inshallah they lose, they'll become famous. So to avoid this, I tell the people I will debate with any personality who has a following, a large following. 2% only of mine. Not same as me, 2%. And there are hundreds of people in the world who can gather 20,000 people. And I know Sri Ravi Shankar, his audiences are 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, large audiences. So now, if you're famous, you're not debating with me for fame. In fact, you'll be afraid of losing. And that's what happened, that when I debated with Sri Ravi Shankar, he would not want to debate again. If he's willing to debate again, I don't mind. I would love to debate him. But I'm sure he will not agree because he knows that he's already lost once. And you can see that on. And then he filed a case saying I've got copyrights and he prevents us from using it on the YouTube. But alhamdulillah, we are showing on the Peace TV. Alhamdulillah. He agreed for the debate. He agreed for video recording. Now he's backtracking because he doesn't want to be known to the public regarding the knowledge he has. There are many people who ask me that, am I willing to debate Sadhguru? And I said, yes, I'm willing to debate him if he wants. But I'm sure he will not agree. What they do, they go to the YouTube, they take my clipping and they take his clipping, his fans, and they try and show that he's replying. This is the manipulating. Why? Because there's more views. All the views that you see where Sadhguru has with me, it is in millions. So many people use my videos and they join it with theirs to have a larger viewership. I mean, alhamdulillah, my Facebook is 22.48 million. Sadhguru's maybe, I don't know, I haven't seen, surely it'll be less than 4-5 million. Nowhere compared to mine. So what they do to get famous, they take my clips, they take his clips and they join. If you want to be famous, let's have a dialogue. I'm willing. Sadhguru wants to debate with me, I'm willing. On any topic on Islam and Hinduism, I'm willing. Let's talk, I've got no problem. But surely he'll not come. So my question is that if a low person who's not famous wants to get famous, he's saying, no, brother Zakir, I've got all the answer to your question. Why don't you debate me? Are you scared? I said, no. If you have all the answers, go and give it to Sadhguru. Go and give your answers to Shri Ravi Shankar. Go and give your answer to Billy Graham. Go and answer to Franklin Graham. All these people are famous personalities. Go and give it to Morris Cerullo. Now all these people can get a gathering of more than 20,000 people to the live lecture. I'm sure they will not use it because they know that they will not be able to answer to my questions. Maybe they will not be able to answer to my logic. So after I've put this clause, in the last 14 years, no human being on the face of the earth who is a non-Muslim and who has a gathering of more than 20,000 has ever asked me. No, those people who are not famous, to get famous, they want to debate with me. And debating normally is good in certain circumstances, not always. If there's someone who's maligning Islam and wants the reply, like I did with William Campbell, otherwise a lecture and a question answer is much more favorable. There was a time at Sheikh Ahmed Deedat where debating was a must, and Sheikh Deedat did a very good job. Alhamdulillah, I've been inspired by him, and I've also debated many people. Now also, if anyone who is very popular, who can get a physical live audience for a single lecture, not in a conference, I'm willing to debate. If Mr. Steven or Mr. Steve, who have asked this question, Stephen Coco, who have asked this question, if you can arrange for a Christian who can get a gathering of more than 20,000 for his live lecture or has a large following of maybe 20 million on the Facebook, I'm sorry, there is no religious leader on the face of the earth, Alhamdulillah, except for one that I know, Steve Oslin, Joel Oslin, who has somewhere close to me as a following. I've got 22.48 million, he has 22 point little less than me on the Facebook. The next is, I think the third is Mataji of 13 million. Then with Dalai Lama, somewhere it is more than 10 million. So all these, if anyone who has a following of more than 5 million on the Facebook, religious leader who has more than 5 million on the Facebook, or can gather 20,000 live for his lecture, inshallah, I am willing to have a dialogue with or a debate with the non-Muslim.